This conference will now be recorded.
Fine. Let us start the session. Let me go and let me go and open one notepad. Fine. Now in today's session, what we are going to discuss is already done with the core components. So there are some concepts where we need to discuss some basic concepts. We'll discuss those now in today's session. The first one we are going to discuss now in today's session is how to export and import the flows. The first one we'll discuss now in today's session is how to export and import the flows. How to export and import the flows in Power Automate we'll discuss. And also the next thing we'll discuss how to create a flow in the mobile mode. Next thing we'll discuss how to create a flow in Power Automate mobile. In Power Automate mobile. And also next we'll discuss third point we're going to discuss now in today's session is what are connectors. What are connectors? And also one more point we'll discuss now in today's session is the fourth point. The fourth point we'll discuss now in today's session is how to share the flows with the users, how to share the flows. And also one more point we'll discuss licenses. What are the licenses? What are the licenses we are having the SharePoint? We'll discuss these points now in today's session. So first let me go and discuss about here how to export and how to import the flows. How to export and import the flows in the Power Automate. Now in order to go and export and import the flows, first of all let me go and open the Power Automate. Let me go and open the Power Automate. Make.powerautomate.com. Let it open. Fine. Now see, once after opening it, let me show you how to export and import the flows. Already we have some different types of flows already we created. So these are the different types of flows we created. And let me show you one of the flow, how to export the flow and how to import the flows in Power Automate. Let me take one of the flow. Let me take one simple flow here. And any one flow is same. Any flow is same. Let me take this leave approval request. Let me take this leave approval request. Let me turn on this flow. Let me turn on the flow. Now, just to open this flow, just go and click on this leave approvals. Once if I go to the details, these are the complete details of the flow. What is the flow name? What is the flow name? Details. What's the connections this flow is using? Who is the owner for this flow? And what is the run history? What's the run history? And also you are able to see here something like process mining, average time, average duration, what's the time it is taking. Like this you will see some information related to the flow. Now what I want to export this flow, guys. I want to export the flow. How to export the flows means first to go and open the flow, go and open the flows. And somewhere we find an option called export. Now see, here we will find an option called export. Just go and click on what? Export. When I click on the export, now go and click on the package zip. I want to export this as a zip file. So just go and click on it. When I click on it, it is going to ask some permissions, or first it need to ask us to pass the details, package details. What is the details you want to pass? Let me pass the name of this package, guys. The name of this package is approvals. Name of the package I'm passing here is approvals. Environment, this is mandatory field. If you see, this is the mandatory field. If you want to pass the environment and description, you can pass. Already we discussed about the environment, guys. In the Power Apps, we discussed about the environment. So same here also. Environments will be same anywhere. And if you want to keep any description here, you can keep. For now, I'm not going to keep any description. Just to pass them. What is the name you want to keep for this package? Approvals. Now scroll down. Review package content. Now in this, by default, while you are importing the flow, this is the flow name. This is the flow name, leave approval. A resource type is what is a flow. Now, at the time of import, now I'm going to export the flow. First here, let me show you how to export. At the time of import the flow, if you want to update that flow, update means into which environment you are going to import that flow, import this flow. If already that flow is there, you can go and update with this flow, or you can go and create a new flow. So what I want to do here is I want to create a new flow, guys. Just go and click on this update. So by default is update. What is this update means? The app or a flow already exists in the environment and will be updated when this package is imported. If the same flow is there in some other environment, then if you want to update that flow with this means, you can go with the update. I don't want to go with the update. I want to go and click on what? Create a new. I want to go and create one new flow. So select what? At the time of import, I want to create this new flow, guys. So go and select what? Create a new flow, and then click on save. Now see, at the time of import, I want to create it as a new flow. Now next, connections. Related sources is nothing but connections. In this flow, what type of connections I'm using here, guys? I'm using the Outlook. I'm using the Office 365 Outlook connection. I'm using the SharePoint connection. I'm using the approvals connections. So see, all these are going to be selected at the time of import only. At the time of import, I can go and select which uh, Outlook you want to connect, what the SharePoint you want to connect, and what's the approvals you want to take. Now just go and click on export, guys. Just go and click on what now? Export. When I click on export, now see in the bottom, it is started exporting. Now once it is exported, you can see it in the downloads. If you go to the downloads, here you can see the name approvals. Now go to the downloads folder in your system. Go to the downloads folder in your system. In the downloads folder, you will see the zip file. Now you can go and extract the zip file, guys. You can go and extract the zip file. Click on extract. Once if I extract, you are able to see this. All these are some files, some lot of things will be there in this. So you can go and extract it, or just leave it as it is. Just leave it as it is. So this is the file or a flow I am exporting here. Now once after export, I want to import this flow. So before going to, you can import this flow into another environment, guys. So if you see here, I'm having the multiple environments: dev environment, host environment. This is the default production and test environment. You can go and export it to any one of the environment. So for now, I'm not going to export to other environments. What I will do here is I will go and remove this leave approval from here. Go and click on these three dots, three ellipses. Go and click on delete. I click on delete here. Once if I click on the delete, now the flow is deleted. Now I want to import the flow, case. Whatever the flow just now I created, just now I exported. This is the flow I exported, right? I want to import this flow again to my Power Automate. Now how to import the flows means, if go to the flows, go to the flows. Now go and click on what? Import. When I click on the import, now it will ask us import from a solution, that is from a dataverse. No, I want to import from the package. Import a package. Click on it. Now when I click on it, it is asking us choose the package file to import. Now click on update. Now go to this update. Now it will browse the package in your system, guys. You can go to your system here, go to the downloads folder and select the zip file. Approval. Select the zip file. Now click on open. Once if I click on open, now it is loading that zip file into this. I'm going to import it. Now see, it is stating that it is loading. Let it load. See here also in the bottom, uploading your package, don't navigate anywhere. So now see, once it is uploaded, import package. Now what is the package details? This is the package details. So at what date and time it is created, what is the name of this package? Now see, preview, review the package content. Name is what? Leave approval. Now at the time of create, I want to go and create it as import guest. Now see, before going to see, by default is import is grayed out. I want to make it as, now if you want to go and make it as enabled, first of all you need to go and select these connections. I need to go and use these connections. By default all these are like error mark guys. Now go and click on the select during the import. When I click on it, now it will displays here the connections. Now go and click on this connections guys. You can go and use the existing connections, or you can go and use create a new connection. Let me go and use what? My connection user 36. Click on save. Next go to the office outlook connection I want to take. Go and select it what? User 36. And then approval. Go and select the approval process. So approval is, I want to select this one. Click on save. Now once after selecting all this, all these connections, all these resources, now just go and click on what? Import. When I click on import, now the flow leave approvals, I am going to import it here. So if there is a flow, you if you want to share that flow to some other users, you can export it and you can share that file to that user. They can import them. It will take some time to import it. Now see, once after it is imported, you'll get this message. All package resources were successfully imported. Your flow has been created successfully. Run the flow to make sure it is working or not. Now click on this open flow. When I click on the open flow, when I click on this open flow, now it is going to open that flow here, guys. So same flow, whatever the flow we created previously, the same flow it will go and import it now. So it, once after exported, I deleted that flow, and then now I'm importing it again. Now see, the same flow I'm importing here, guys. So like this, if you want to export and import the flows, you can export and import. Now this is the flow leave approvals. I exported it and then I'm importing it. So how to export and import the flows means, first to go to the flow, select the flow, which flow you want to export, go and click on it, or click on these three dots. You can see here export. Go and export it. Once after exporting, if you want to import, come to the flows, go and click on what? Import. When I click on import, it will ask us to browse the file from where you want to upload it. You can upload the file, you can select the file from your local system, and then you can upload it. So upload the file, browse the file from your local system, upload it, and then at the time of import, go and select the connections. Now this is how to export and import the flows in Power Automate. How to export and import. And next one is how to create a flow in the Power Automate mobile. Now see here guys, we know that how to go and create the flows in the cloud, in the website, in the make.powerautomate.com. We know that how to go and create the flows. What type of flows we can go and create? You can go and create the cloud flows. What type of cloud flows? Automated flows, scheduled flows, and instant flows. Now the same flows, whatever I'm creating here in the website, make.powerautomate.com, in the website, the same you can go and create it in the mobile also. So how you have the mobile app for the Power Apps, in the same way you have the one mobile application to work with the Power Automate, guys. So let me show you how to go and work with it. In order to go and show you, let me connect to my mobile, guys. Let me go and open, I think there is one software. Let me check whether it is available in my system or not. Yes, it is available. Let me check it is available in my mobile or not. It is not there. First of all, let me download that software in my mobile. So if you want to connect to the mobile, if I want to show you, I need to go and install one software. What is that software means? That is AnyDesk. It is a remote software which is used to connect to the remote devices. So I want to install the same software in my system, in my mobile. Let it install. First, let me go and install it. Fine. Here, let me go and enter the, here I need to enter that address, remote address. Let me enter the address here. Let me click on enter button. Now it is going to connect to my mobile. Let it connect. It's taking some time. Click on close. Let me connect to my mobile in order to show you how to go and create a flow in the mobile. Click on accept. Start now. Fine. I'm connecting to this. Now try to understand, guys. I'm connecting to my mobile now. Now in my mobile, let me show you how to go and install the Power Automate app now. So first of all, go to the Play Store. Go to the Play Store. In the Play Store, search for Power Automate. You can see the first one is Power Automate. Just click on it. Now see Power Automate Microsoft Corporation. Just go and click on install it. Now when I click on install, now it is installing the Power Automate mobile application. So not only from the web, you can go and create the flows, you can approve the flows, you can approve your request, you can run the flows from your mobile also, guys. No need to go and open the laptop every time. So just go and click on open. Now click on get started. Click on get started. Now it will ask us to enter the username, to which user you want to log in. I want to log in with the user 36. Click on next, pass the username. That means user email ID. Click on the next button. Click on allow. Now see, this is what the mobile view. Now whatever you are seeing on the top, you are able to see the red mark now. I'm drawing something here. You are able to see it. Someone please confirm. Ajay or Alek, Akila, or Alekia. I'm drawing something here in the screen. You are able to see the drawing I'm giving here. Fine, thank you. Let me connect it again. It's taking too much time. Fine. Let me go and open the Power Automate. Click on Power Automate. Now see here guys, this is the UI, you can see it here. So this is the mobile layout. So here you can see the to which user you are logging in. If I go and click on it, now I'm able to see the username, account settings, some settings I'm able to see it here. Let's close it. And then if you want to refresh, you can go and click on the refresh. There is an option called refresh to refresh it. And there is an option called environment. If you want to shift the environments from here, you can go and click on the environment. When I click on the environment, now see it is showing all the environments that are available in the user 36. And then if you are having any notifications, you can see the notification on this bell icon. From this bell icon, you are able to see the notifications. So when I click on this bell icon, from here you are able to see all the notifications, whatever the notifications you are getting. Now go back, go back. Now these are all the cloud flows, guys. All these are the cloud flows. These are the flows we created. Whatever the flows we created in the web, the same flows you are able to see it in the mobile. Now see, if I scroll down, these are the flows I have created. These are the different types of flows we created here. Now on the top, there is an option called shared with me. So whatever the flows you have shared, the same, how you have the web UI, when I go to the flows, you have the shared with me option. You can see here the shared with me. The same here also. Now in the bottom, there is some toggle buttons is there, flows. By default, you will be navigating to the flows. And then if you want to create any instant flows, go and click on what? Instant flows. Now when I go and click on this instant flows, now see, from here you can go and create some instant flows from some instant flows. And the next one is approvals. If there is any approvals you have, you can go to the approvals. Now from here itself, you can go and approve the request. Now see, there are some approvals for me. I can go and approve it from here itself. Just click on these three dots. You want to approve or reject. You can go and approve or you can go and reject. So like this, the same UI guys, almost the functionality is same. So if you want to create the flow, you can go and create. How to create the flow, I will show you. If you want to see this which user you are logging in, you can go to this. You want to refresh, if you want to see the latest flows, go and click on refresh. If you want to change the environment, go here. If you want to see any notifications, you can see the notifications from here. By default, you are going to log into the flows page. And second, if you want to go and work with the instant flows, go and click on instant flows. If there is some any approvals, go to the approvals. Now, how to go and create a flow here? If you want to go and create the flows, go and click on this plus icon. When I click on this plus icon, now it will allow us to create the flows. Now see, create a flow. From here, you can go and create the flows. Let it open. Now see here, guys, from here you can see it. Now by default, it is showing the templates, default templates. So when I click on the see more, it will shows the templates. From here itself, there is an option where you can go and create that flow from the scratch case. So there is an option here. It need to provide blank from the scratch. If you want to create a flow, you can go and create it. But unfortunately, I'm not able to see it here. But there is an option where you can go and create it. Maybe I'm not able to. I don't understand. I'm not able to understand why I'm not able to see it here. But in the real-time scenarios, along with these templates, there is an option here for you create a flow from the scratch, from the blank. So by using those, you can go and create the flows. So if you want to select any one of the template, just go and select the templates guys. Let us say let me go and select the template, save Outlook emails attachments in OneDrive. So already we discussed this, right? If I go and click on it, same operations, nothing will changes. When I go and click on this, now it will ask us to give the connections. Now you can pass the connections. Outlook connection it is asking. If you pass it, now directly you can go and click on what? Create flow. When I click on create flow, automatically you can go and create it. So like this, you are able to go and create the flows from the mobile app. There is a mobile app called Power Automate. So in this, these are the different types of options are available. You can see here that through which user you are logging in. This is used to refresh, to change the environment, to see the notifications. These are the cloud flows. You can see it here shared with me. If there is any flows that is shared with you, are able to see it here. For now, I'm not having any shared with me flows. Now these are the flows I have created. Now in the top, you can go to the instant flows, you can go to the approvals, and if you want to create a new flow, go and click on it. So this almost the same UI will be there, same functionality will be there. Let me go and open any one of this flow here, guys. Let me go and open this leave approvals. When I go and click on edit, when I click on the edit, I can go and click on edit here. When I click on the edit, now see how you will have the UI in the website, the same UI you will have here also. When I open it, when I open any one of the flow, the same flow will be there here also, guys. Now see, same flow. When an item is created, so as usual, if you go to the updates, when I click on the updates, now the same thing will be here also. Nothing will changes. Everything will be same. Everything will be same. So just you can go and create the flow either from the mobile layout or from the uh, go to the website. So this is what how the mobile view will look like, guys. How the mobile Power Automate view will look like, and what are the different options will be there, how to go and create the flow. If you want to refresh it, how to go and refresh. If you want to see the complete flow, if you can go and see it. If you want to see the complete flow, let me go and open the Power Automate again. uh, Let me go back. Go back and now see, when I click on it, it is showing that turn off. If you want to turn off the flow, you can turn off. If I click on details, you are able to see the complete details. How you are able to see the details in the web? The same details you can see it here also. From here also you can go and see the same thing. Who is the owner? What are the connections? What's the run history? And what is the details of this flow? Same thing will be there. So you can go and use it from website or from the mobile also. So this is what how to go and install the Power Automate app in your mobile, how to go and open it, and how to go and create the flows from the mobile also. Same UI will be there, nothing will changes. Either you can go and use the mobile app or you can go and use the websites. So this is what how to go and create a flow in the mobile application, in the Power Automate mobile. Let me disconnect from here. Fine. And the next point we are going to discuss here is discuss 2 points. The next one is what are connectors, guys? So this is somewhat important. Try to understand. Maybe you'll get this question in the interviews. What are the different types of connectors are available, and how to go and work with the connectors? First of all, what is meant by connectors? Let me keep here. Connectors are nothing but the data sources, guys. Let me go and open one document. Let me copy and paste something here. Let me go and explain what is meant by connectors. Let me go to the Power Automate. Just copy, paste it here. Now try to understand what is meant by connectors. Try to understand, guys. So what are these connectors is? connectors are, what is the use of this connectors is, first of all, let me keep here 370 connectors. So what is this connectors is? Connectors are used to connect to the data sources. Now from Power Automate, you want to connect to the data sources, right? What is the data source we are using here? SharePoint is one of the data source. We are using the Outlook. Outlook is one of the data source. We are using the approvals. Approvals is one of the data source. We are using the Teams. Teams is one data source. So we are using from Power Apps. Power Apps is also one data source. All these are called as data sources, guys. If you go to this flow, if you go to the leave approvals flow, when I go and click on it, and I go to the details, here you can see the connections. So connections is nothing but what? Connectors. What are the connectors I'm using? What are the data sources I'm using in this leave approval means? In this, I'm using these connectors. One of the connector is approval. Second one is Outlook connector I'm using here. And one more is SharePoint. So these are the three connectors I'm using here, guys. Connections is nothing but what are the data sources I'm using in this flow. These are the three data sources I'm using in this flow. So like this, if you want to run the flow or if you want to create a flow in the Power Automate, you need to go and connect to the data sources, guys. So how to connect to the data sources means with the help of connectors. By using connectors, we are going to connect to the data sources. Data sources means SharePoint, Outlook, and let us say Teams. All these are called as connectors. All these are called as data sources. Connectors are also called as data sources. So if you want to connect to the data sources, you need to go and connect to them. By using what you can go and connect to the data sources means with the help of connectors. So Power Automate can connect to almost all the connectors, guys. How many data sources you can connect from the Power Automate means Power Automate can connect to almost all the connectors. So how many connectors for now the Power Automate can connect here is Power Automate can connect to the 370 plus data sources, guys. How many connectors is there in the Power Automate means there are totally 370 plus data sources it can connect. So data sources, these connectors are also called as what? We'll call it as data sources, we'll call it as applications, or we'll call it as services. So whenever if you want to go and create a flow, no doubt in that flow you need to go and use some connections. How to go and use that connections, or how to go and connect to the data sources? Let's say I want to connect the data source as a SharePoint from to create my flow. To create the flow, in order to go and connect to the SharePoint, I need to go and use what here? Connectors. And this is what is the basic definition of connectors, and what the Google is giving is, what the Microsoft is telling means connectors means a connector is a connector is a proxy or a wrapper. Proxy or a wrapper means it will act as a bridge, guys. Wrapper means it will act as one layer. It is a transmitter, like it will act between the data sources and the Power Automate. It will act one mediator. Mediator means it will act as one layer there. So proxy or a wrapper is nothing but it acts as one layer around the APIs. APIs means data sources. Around the APIs that allows the underlying services to talk to the Microsoft Power Automate. In order to go and talk to the Microsoft Power Automate, this connectors will be acts as wrappers. That means it acts as one layer between the data sources and the Power Automate. So not only Power Automate, Power Apps, Azure Logic Apps, all this. So this is the definition what the Microsoft is giving and Google is giving. But basically what are connectors means? Connectors are used to connect to the data sources. If you want to create a flow, you need to connect to the data sources. To connect to the data sources, you need to go and use what? Connectors. With the help of connectors, you can go and connect to the data sources. Power Automate can connect almost all the connectors, guys. Around how many connectors it can connect? 370 plus data sources it can connect. Now let me go and open the Power Automate and let me show you where you can see this connectors, guys. If you want to see the connectors which is used in the flow, go to the flow and you can see the connectors here. These are the connectors I am using in this flow. Now where you can see the connectors means by default, you can see the connectors in the left navigation, guys. In the left navigation, you can see here called connectors. So when I go to the connectors, when I click on the connectors, now it will displace all the connectors, guys. Now it will displace what? All the connectors. Now see, recently added connectors. What the connectors recently the Microsoft is adding here is these are the recently added connectors, and these are the all the connectors, previous connectors, whatever it is. Now if you scroll down, there are lot of connectors is there, guys. Not one or two, around 300 plus 370 connectors is there. So you can go and connect to any one of the connector. You can go and connect to any one of the connector. You can search from here. Let's say you want to connect to the SharePoint. Now select the SharePoint as a connector. You can select here the SharePoint, or if you want to connect to the SQL server. Now see, you can connect to how many SQLs? Microsoft SQL Server. There is MySQL. There is PostgreSQL, and there is something called Azure SQL. There is something called Azure databases. It can connect to all these SQL connectors. And if you want to connect to something like any Excel connectors, you can go and connect to the Excel connectors, guys. Excel for business, Excel online. So there are a lot of connectors is there. If you want to connect to the connector as an Outlook, you can go and select the Outlook as a connector, Office 365 Outlook. If you want to go and connect to the connector as a Teams, you can go and pass here Teams. You can go and connect to the data source as a Teams. So there are a lot of connectors is there. How many connectors the Microsoft Power Automate can support means almost all, around 370 plus connectors it will connect. Where you can see it means go to the left navigation. You can see an option called connectors. If you are not able to see here the connectors, go to browse more, go to the more and click on discover all. When I click on the discover all, here you can find out it, guys. Here you can find out it connectors. So from here you can see the connectors here. From here you can pin them. You can pin it, you can able to see it here. By default, if you are not able to see it here, go to the more, go and click on discover all and go to the connectors, go and pin here. And when I click on pin, it will be available. If I click on unpin, I'm not able to see the connectors here. See, I'm not able to see it now. Now go and click on pin. Now I'm able to see the connectors, guys. So like this, you can go and view the connectors. Now again, I said that there are 370 plus data sources the Power Automate can connect. Among these connectors, there are two types of connectors, guys. In the Power Automate, there are two types of connectors. What are the two types of connectors there is? One is, let me keep here the types of connectors. What the two types of connectors are is standard connectors. Second is premium connectors. There are types of connectors. What are the types of connectors are available? One is standard connectors. Second is premium connectors. Now, there are some standard connectors is there. In order to go and connect to these standard connectors, you no need to have any licenses, guys. It is free. Standard connectors are free. Anyone can connect it, and you can use those connectors. But there are some premium connectors. If you want to go and connect to the premium connectors, you need to have the premium license, Power Automate premium license. Let me show you what are the standard connectors and what are the premium connectors I'm having here. If you go to the Power Automate, if you go to this Power Automate, now see on the top you are able to see one drop down here. By default, it is selecting all the connectors. If I click on this drop down, here you are able to see the standard connectors and something called premium connectors. Now, when I go and click on the standard connectors, now it will displace all the standard connectors, guys. So see, as we know that Office 365 is a standard connector. No need to have any license. You can go and use it for free. SharePoint is a standard connector. OneDrive for business is a standard connector. Forms. We discussed about Microsoft Forms, where I discussed it. One workshop we created, SQL Server workshop. There we created where we used this, and the Teams is it, Outlook. All these are Power BI, Power BI. All these are comes under the standard connectors, guys. In order to go and connect to the standard connectors, no need to have any license. If you have the free license, you can go and connect to them. And if I go and click on the premium connectors, now see, these are the premium connectors. If you see, SQL server is what connector? Premium connector. If you want to connect to the SQL server, you need to have the premium license. So connectors are nothing but what means? This is the definition of connectors. Connectors are used to connect to the data sources. So Power Automate can connect to almost all the data sources. That means connectors. These many data sources it can connect. Now types of connectors is, one is standard connector, second is premium connectors. To work with the standard connectors, no need to have any license. It is free. To work with the standard premium connectors, you need to have license. Which license? Premium license. This is what is meant by connectors, guys. And next we'll discuss here what are the different types of license are available. Next we'll discuss here what are the different types of license are available in the Power Automate. So let me go and discuss what are the different types of license are available, guys. Now see, there is one license in the Power Automate. There is two licenses, but mostly we'll go with one. Now see, there are two types of licenses. Is there types of licenses? Let me keep it as licenses itself. Now try to understand what other licenses is there. First one is Power Automate Premium. This is the premium connection, premium license, guys. Now what is the cost of this premium license? Is $12.30 per month for one user. For one user, for 1 month, for 1 month. What is the amount we need to pay? $12.30. So premium connection. If you want to go and connect to the premium connectors, you need to have this license, guys. Power Automate Premium license. What the cost of this license is? For now, it is $12.30 US dollars per month for one user. In your organization, if there are 3 users is there, for each user you want to buy this premium license per 1 month. For each user, what is the amount you need to pay? This is the amount we need to pay. Basically, companies will go and use this one only to work with the Power Automate Premium license. And there is one more called Power Automate Process. This is somewhat cost effective, guys. It is around 123 US dollars. So most of the cases we don't use it. This Power Automate Process not only to create the flows, not only to create the flows, it is used to create the bot. Bot is nothing but what? Chatbot. If you have any questions, you can chat with the customer, right? To create the chatbot. And for the chatbot, let's say I'm creating one bot here. For one bot, I need to go and use one automation. I need to go and create one flow for one bot. So in this case, you need to go and use this. But users is unlimited users. But here only one user per 1 month. Here you can unlimited users you can use, but only you can create one bot and one flow you can create. It is somewhat cost effective. Companies won't use it, but most of the cases will go with the premium license only. So this is what is meant by connectors. Types of connectors are available, and what is the licenses. To work with the premium connectors, you need to have the license. Which license? Premium license. What's the cost of premium license? This is the cost per month per user. Per one user for 1 month, what is the amount you need to pay? This is the amount. So this is what is meant by connectors and licenses. And there is one more you need to discuss: how to share the flows with the users, guys. How to share the flows. So in order to go and share the flows, let me show you how to share it. So first of all, let me go to the Power Automate. Let me go to the flows. Let me go to the flows. These are my flows I'm having, guys. These are all the different types of flows are there. Now see, let us say there is one flow called leave approval. I want to share this flow to some other users. Now how to share the flows to the users? Now see, if you want to share it, select the flow, which flow you want to share. On the top, you are able to see an option called share. On the top, you are able to see an option called share. So which flow you are selecting, that flow you want to share, it means go and click on this share, or go and click on this 3 ellipses. Or when I select this flow, you can see it from here itself. Select the flow, and here itself you can see an option called share. From here also you can go and share it. Otherwise, go and click on these 3 ellipses. From here also you can go and share it. There are different ways where you can go and share the flows. One way is select the flow, go and click on the share icon, on share option on the top, or in the flow itself you can go and see the share option here, and go and click on these 3 ellipses. From here also you can go and share it. Now select the flow and click on share. When I click on share, now it asks us to pass the username. It is asking us to pass the username here. Users or the groups. Let me pass it here, the user. I'm passing the username as user 70. I want to share this flow with whom? User 70. Now permissions. You give all these permissions, guys. I want to give the permissions for approval, Outlook, SharePoint. Click on OK. Now when I click on OK, now see here it is adding that user, guys. Now the user is added. So when I go and log in with user 70, I'm able to see this flow. I'm able to see this flow. And like this, if I want to share the flow with some other users, user 1, go and click on OK. Now see it is adding the user 1. So for this flow, I'm adding the 2 users. Who is the owner? User 36 is the owner, and these are the members. So user 70 and user 1, is the members who are going to be accessing this flow. So like this, you can go and share the apps to the users. This is the one way, or you can directly go and click on this share option here. Go to the flow. What is that? Whatever the flows you shared, if you share a flow, I'm not able to see that flow here under the cloud flows case. Under the cloud flows, I'm not able to see it here. Where we can see the flow that is shared means you can see the flows that is shared with me. If you go to here, go here you can see it. Now in the shared with me, what you can see here is you can see two types of flows. One is flows that is shared to some other users. This is the flow I shared to some other users. And this is the place where you can see if anybody is sharing some flows with you, you can see the flows here. So under the shared with me, we can see two types of flows. One is whatever the flows you are sharing with the users. Once if you share the flow, you are not able to see those flows in the cloud flows where you can see it shared with me. Here also there is one more type of flows you can see. Anybody is sharing some other flows with you. If user 70 is there, user 70 is sharing some of the flows with you, where you can see it means shared with me. So once if you share the flow, you are not able to see it in the cloud flows. Go to where? Shared with me. In the shared with me, you can see it. Like this, you can share the flows. How to share it means just go and select the flow, click on share. When I click on share, now it asks us to enter the users. So I'm going to share another one. Now like this, you can go and share the flows to the users. So let me go and stop here today. This is all about how to export and import the flows, how to create a flow in the mobile application, how to what are connectors, how many connectors the Power Automate connect for now, and what are the different types of connectors, standard connectors and premium connectors. Standard connectors are free, no need to have any license. Premium connectors, you need to have the premium license. What are the licenses we're having means two types of license. One is Power Automate Premium and Power Automate Process. And finally, we discussed here how to share the flows with the users. So like this, you can go and uh, perform all these operations in the Power Automate. And there is, let me go and stop here for now. Let me stop the